From the greatest hockey arena in the world, we welcome you to TCO Sports Garden. It's White Bear Lake boys hockey on the horn with Gabe Bartlett. I'm Zach Halverson, Zach Chapman running the camera this evening as well. He'll chime in from time to time. The Champlin Park Rebels 3-3-1. The Bears 1 blemish, 5 wins on their early part of the season. And Gabe, it's the time of the year now where it's transitioning from the kind of the beginning part of the year where you're trying to figure out your team to now you're starting to get into the grunt of it as we get closer and closer to Christmas.
Yeah, this is the time of the year that you see players start to step up. You know, at the start of the season, some guys have a big start and then they kind of fizzle out. Some guys start off really slow and then they heat up as the year goes on. This is the time of the year you really see who your standout players are going to be, and this is the time of the year that young guys can get an opportunity to really step up and make an impact. And especially for White Bear Lake, when you look at the roster, everyone thinks about Nolan Road, the St. Cloud commit, possible Mr. Hockey candidate. But you look at the rest of their roster, and you know, on line with him, there's sophomore Maverick Timmons. You have to wonder if a guy like him, if he starts to step up right now on that line with Nolan Road, how dynamic this White Bear team can be. They're already 5-1, like you said, Zach, and they can continue to improve as the year goes on.
And it's always hard this week, Gabe, for White Bear Lake, the players, knowing what's ahead. You got Andover on Thursday, but everybody's eyeing that contest on Saturday. I'm sorry, they don't have Andover on Thursday. Their next battle will be on as we completely lose our internet and everything here at the worst possible time. There we go. Roseville on Thursday, I apologize. But then, of course, the big battle at Aldridge against Hill Murray. So this is a big week in the season for the Bears, and we'll see how it begins against the Champlin Park Rebels. In goal for Champlin Park, Evan Whipple, and then 200 feet from him, it's Leo Gabriel in goal for the Bears, and it will be Gabriel who'll cover up and give us our first stoppage of play, 28 seconds in to period number 1.
You know, Leo Gabriel is such an interesting player because it's very rare to see a starting sophomore goalie. Last year, Leo Gabriel, as a sophomore, started almost every game for White Bear Lake, and he was really good. So now as a junior, usually junior year is the time that you see high school goalies start to get playing time. He's already got a full year of experience as a junior, and he's having a really solid year. You can only imagine what he'll do next year as a senior, but continuing this year as a junior with a year under his belt already.
Nolan Road through center, gives it forward to Timmons, who cuts to his right, looking for Stanius down low. It does get to his stick. Battle continues down there. Centering pass in the direction of Road, knocked back to the outside where Timmons will grab it for White Bear Lake. He'll slide it back to the blue line. Played toward the goal by Kinsvater, but it's knocked away by the Rebels, and they'll slide it up immediately to Aberwald. Aberwald driving into the White Bear Lake zone, trying to fight off Timmons as he got the puck free for Warren. Warren goes across to his right. Skidding it down low is Evan Long. He'll go off the back glass, takes a hop off the side of the cage. Bears try to clear, but it's kept in by Long, who will knock it hard off the wall deep into the corner. Getting on there first was Matthew Lang. Puck squirts free out in front. It'll be scooped up and carried out of harm's way by Tyler Lalonde as he falls to his knees and dumps the puck in at the red line. Back behind the goal, it's Driscoll. He'll let it go for Matthew Lang. Lang runs into the official with the puck. Puck comes free, the broken piece of lumber down there, and Evan Long will grab the loose puck behind his goal, sends it 85 feet to his right, all the way down the ice. Icing waved off. They say it hit a Rebel en route, and the puck continues to work around the wall, cleared out by White Bear Lake. Evan Long grabs it at center ice, tried to dump it in, but knocked right off the shin pad of Vinny Vieira. And the puck dribbling there along that center ice face-off circles. The Bears will settle it down in their own end. Back with the long pass here to his left. Moved in now by Buteau. Buteau fires one wide to the goal. That shot sails by and carries all the way back to neutral ice. And the Bears will try to work it right back in immediately. Door off, hard off the corner boards. It springs around the wall near side. Battle in front of the White Bear Lake student section, which is complemented by the White Bear Lake High School Band this evening here. Nice little appearance by the band for White Bear Lake Area High School. It's always fun to have more students, especially on a Tuesday night approaching holiday break. Forced back in by White Bear Lake. Left side shot by Eckerly, hits a stick, goes out of play, and we have a stoppage of play with 14:06 to go in the opening frame.
Yeah, Zach, you talk about the holiday break coming up, and like this week, especially playing Hill Murray, this is always a tricky week for White Bear. I mean, I remember my senior year, up to the Hill Murray game, we were undefeated, but that first game after the Hill Murray game, especially if you win, can be such a tricky game. And the games leading up to it, you're focused on every game, but you really want to win against Hill Murray. That's always your big rival, so it's definitely in the back of their minds. And you don't want to lose one now to Champlin Park or Roseville.
Catching a pass and burying the rebound, Will Bernovic. And the Rebels strike first, 3 minutes and 5 seconds in.
Well, Zach, as I just got done talking, you don't want to lose one to Champlin Park the week of Hill Murray, but Will Bernovic, the points leader for the Rebels this season, that is his 20th point this year in just 7 games. So a very great year so far for the senior Will Bernovic as he gets his own rebound off a low shot by Gabriel.
Well, you mentioned Gabe, he got his own rebound. You look at his stats. I mean, he's got 20. Oh, another response by the Bears. Nolan Rowe marches down and just forces it into the Rebel net, and the Bears tie it up just 10 seconds later. Wow, what a response.
Yeah, I mean, White Bear Lake, that's what you want to do. Is they didn't do anything fancy. They just drove hard to the net. They went straight to the net, and then a great pass. I didn't see who made the pass, but Nolan Rowe just right out front just tapped it right over the pad and under the glove of Evan Whipple. And so you can't ask for a better goal right there. A low, tough goal. A lot of star players like Nolan Rowe, they like to stick handle, try to snipe it. He just goes right to the net, and that's a good sign from your leaders.
Bears will try to keep the momentum that they just stole right back away from the Rebels going. Kevin Laska, assistant captain on this team, will fire it into the Champlin Park end. It's rimmed around the wall to the Champlin Park blue line. Big open heist hit put on as the puck goes right back into the White Bear Lake side. Glove down. Bears trying to swat it free, and then a quick shot that Gabriel's able to track down and swat away. Great puck control there by Anderson, to able to find it with his stick and just swat it on goal. Bears looking to break out, but stepping up was Jax Warren. He'll keep the forecheck going for the Rebels. Behind the White Bear Lake goal, it's grabbed by Dylan Buteau. He'll slide it forward to neutral ice, and then miscue on the pass sends the puck all the way down back to Champlin's Park side, and then it's sent to neutral ice, where the Bears will try to just work it forward, but unable to get control of it was Tanner Olson. And the Bears will have to retreat. Champlin Park controls. Sent down low, Eckerly slinging it over for Olson. To center ice, pushed back in by Janish. Gabriel looking for options. Found one at the last moment in Tanner Olson. Bears can't clear. Eckerly again. Hard off the glass to center. Great transition by the Rebels, getting it right back in. Centering attempt, no shot though on goal, at least for the moment. Evan Long at the blue line slides it across for Janish. He drops it down low. Hard off the boards, around the wall by Noah Norman. Then it's set on goal. Gabriel makes the save with 11:39 to go in the opening period. Tied at 1 between the Bears and the Rebels.
Well, Zach, one thing that I'm noticing right away, it is the first year for Chris Anderson as the head coach for White Bear Lake, longtime assistant coach under Tim Sager. I got to work with him when I was a team manager, and I fully expected that he'd be a head coach at some point. One thing that has not changed is how physical White Bear is. Tim Sager always had physical teams, and Chris Anderson has not changed that.
Selski on his backhand, switches to his forehand, goes, go right back to Selski, working with Distad, and the Bears able to get it in to Champlin Park's end. Weird hop off the Zamboni doors, and a shot hits a stick and goes over the Champlin Park goal. Always got to be careful here. As here's Road again with a shot gloved by Whipple. Senior goaltender entered this year with a 2.94 career goals against. This is his first year as a full-time starter. 8-3-1 record. With 3 of those wins coming this season. Champlin Park off the draw, skates it out immediately, and then they'll drive in offside, but will play on. A pass turned into a shot, and it'll be gloved by Gabriel.
You know, Zach, I took a look at Champlin Park. They're 3-3-1. I took a look at their schedule. Their 3 losses this season have been against 3 really tough opponents. They've lost to Gentry Academy, who's going to be a tough game, Andover, who's always tough, and Lakeville South, who, although maybe not as good as they have been, still a really good team, and they've contended in all of those games. So even though they're 3-3-1, they have played really good teams to this point this year.
There's a lot of really good teams in Minnesota high school hockey this year. There's a couple of elite ones, one in particular, and the opposite side of the Metro Kitty corner to us, and right off of Lake Minnetonka, but certainly some other good teams as well. As the net
there it is.
Comes off the moorings. If there's one blemish in an otherwise perfect arena, it's certainly been the moorings over the years. Just have not been able to stay where they should be.
That has always been an issue at this arena. I don't know why they've never fixed it. I don't know what they could do to fix it, but as long as this arena has been built, that has been a problem.
I mean, they could start over.
That would be an idea. Paint the walls again.
I kind of like the meaningless and lame gray. I think that's what they call the actual color at Home Depot. 3 points for Champlin Park on the field goal attempt, and we'll drop the puck once again here in front of Leo Gabriel. Of course, when we started this, our run here at TCO Sports Garden, which was at one point Vadna Sports Center, we had 1 set of banners in the building. And now we have 3, which is always fun. Yeah, I mean, why would White Bear Hockey need its own arena anyway? All right, back to, I'm sorry, I'm getting in a tangent here. We'll get back to the game as the puck is battled for along the side of the White Bear Lake goal. Nice job there pickpocketing the puck by Nolan Road. Cleared out to center, but Champlin Park so tough in the neutral zone. The Bears having a hard time getting anything going into the Champlin Park end for more than a few seconds here, and they catch a break. Icing called on Champlin Park. 9:19 to go in the first period. 2 goals scored, 10 seconds apart. That's all we have for scoring to the first half of the first.
Well, Zach, like you noticed, Champlin Park so tough in the neutral zone. White Bear Lake defending well in their own zone, but they can't get the puck out of the neutral zone. The only way they've been able to do that is when Nolan Rowe dances around the defenders and skates his way in. They're going to have to figure out something. Champlin Park's so physical in the neutral zone.
Noah Norman will not take the face-off. Rebels win the draw. Play down the ice. Wexeth sends one ramped off of Gabriel's stick to the far corner. Ackerley behind his goal. And the neutral ice, it's collected by Sandell. Bears steal it away. Norman gaining some speed, drives in here along the far wall. Takes a little bit of physical stick work there, but fights through it. Bears keep control. Norman pinned up against the wall, but is able to kick the puck free. Gets some help down there from Alex Doroff. Ackerley keeping it in. Sends it to Norman past his stick. Getting after it is Vinny Vieja. Fights off a check, keeps the control. Certainly the longest zone possession the Bears have had in a while here. Out to the blue line, Driscoll with a shot that hits traffic out in front. Puck just escapes the Champlin Park end, and Bears will try for a quick change as the Rebels work the puck up the ice.
Alex Thoroff got away with a little slash there as Champlin Park was changing.
Bears looking for an easy breakout here. They won't find it. In fact, none of the breakouts tonight have been easy for White Bear Lake. Great defensive core, but again, the Bears will benefit from a Champlin Park errant pass that results in an icing with 7:43 to go in the opening period.
Well, Zach, something I'm noticing watching this game is both these teams have big physical defenses. You don't see many guys coming into the zone and a lot of stick fighting. It is just these defenders are just hitting the forwards as they enter the zone. That's tough as the game goes because that beats you down a little bit, and it starts to intimidate guys a little bit as then they just kind of try to dump it in. So good for both teams so far in that regard with the physical play by their defense.
Warren make that Janish battles for it, coming away with it with the puck is Timmons. He'll reverse direction again. Now centers one, a backhand shot, score! A no-look backhand goal for Nolan Road gives the Bears a lead. It's 2-1.
Well, Zach, another physical goal by Nolan Road. His first goal, he drove to the net, got a pass, and tapped it in. This one battling out in front of the net with a Champlin Park defenseman, and he gets the puck on his backhand. I think Whipple actually played a really nice positioning. Road just won the battle and puts a nice little backhand right. I didn't know if it went right under his pad or just right past the edge of Whipple's pad, but another nice goal by Nolan Road to that low glove side of Whipple. And both goals have, I think, stayed on the ice. That puck hasn't gotten off the ground very much.
Bears the beneficiaries of a weird bounce that I would say very much a lucky bounce that went to Nolan Road's stick, but the talent that Road exhibited there as the Bears bringing it offside, and not very happy with the call was Blake Eckerly. But the Bears get the lucky bounce, and you still got to finish. And what a finishing move that was for Road to just sneak it in the post. Didn't try to get fancy, just put the puck on goal. And
yeah, goal number 11 for him this season. He just continues to find the back of the net. Only 3 assists, but when you can finish like that, and you've got guys who are good passers like Jack Staniez and Will Distad on your team, he has to be the finisher, and that's what he's been doing.
St. Cloud State commit. His brother tearing it up at Bemidji State.
Yeah, he's sitting in the row to the left of us right here watching his brother play.
Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. Is that real? Oh my gosh, it's Leighton Road. Anybody got a pen? Can I get an autograph? I mean, the guy's gonna be I mean, he already is a heck of a player. I mean, he's making the rounds nationally as well. So very fun to watch. And to think there's still another Road in the old oven to come out here, and
it's like the Brodzinski brothers. They just keep showing up.
We'll take it. We'll take it. That was one weird thing last year. We closed out the season in Blaine, and to play a Bengal squad, and if you remember, it was a overtime thriller in which the Bears did end up pulling out the victory. But to call a game against the Bengals and then not have a Brodzinski on the roster was bizarre to say the least. 5.5 to go, period 1. The Bears holding on to their first lead of the hockey game. Champlin Park started the scoring, but they had about 10 seconds to enjoy a lead of their own before Road marched down and scored, and then another one here in a few moments ago, and now we'll see if Champlin Park can answer, and they send one off of the pad of Gabriel. Bears able to clear the rebound out. So good save, good job by the Bears defense tracking down the loose puck, and then they get a chance of their own, but the shot goes wide off the side of the cage. Rebels get it to the red line and dump it deep. Game picking up a little bit in speed right now. We'll fire away again hockey. As it's picked up by Maverick Timmons. That big frame gets brought down as he enters the zone. A centering pass out in front. Shot Stanius missing high and wide off the glass. And then the Rebels will scoop it up and skate it forward. It's Bill Bernovic, the lone goal scorer for the Rebels so far today. Bears clear it out to center. Turning around and grabbing it is Warren. He'll fling it to the far corner. Will Distad gets there first, slides it forward to Timmons. Timmons backhand pass to Stanius. Stanius gathers speed, cuts to his right, driving in, centering on Road for the Hattie, but he can't finish. What a great save by Evan Whipple, and the Rebels play it out. On goal, 100-foot shot turned away by Gabriel, as the Rebels trying to get a forecheck going with just under 4 to go.
Nolan Road was looking for his second consecutive hat trick in a row. Last game against Eastridge he had when he's looking for another one.
To the corner, now a pass out in front, cleared out by Champlin Park. And they bring it in. And a shot on goal by Gabriel turned away. Wondering if that again was offside. It looked to me, but we play on and we have a whistle, and with 3:27 to go in the first, a very entertaining opening frame.
One thing that Leo Gabriel has to be careful of, Champlin Park's shooting a lot of low shots. These rebounds are popping straight out right now. If he's not careful, Champlin Park could definitely capitalize on one of them, especially with how physical, and their forwards are just going right to the net. Got to be careful about those rebounds.
Oh, a good look there, but the Bears get in the way of it. Steer it out of danger. And then a pass intercepted by the Rebels and skated right back in, all the way around the wall. It's Anderson. Can't get it toward the goal, and now it's played to Alaska, and into the zone come the Bears. Alaska left side, his shot skitters through the crease, and it's played back to the Champlin Park blue line. At center ice, Anderson back in for the Rebels. Opens up, sends a backhand pass down low for Lang. Out to the blue line, Evan Long with the shot. That's turned away. And up in the air. Another long pass that doesn't connect. And again, the Rebels ice it. So they're trying, Gabe, for the old Hail Mary pass from their zone to the White Bear Lake blue line, and they can't seem to make it work.
Yeah, that's definitely a sign that usually means that a team, they're trying to get some speed in through the neutral zone and making those long passes, and they're trying to make something happen, but nothing connecting so far. Champlin Park, I think, getting a little intimidated by these physical defensemen for White Bear. But on the other hand, Zach, White Bear Lake trying to drive through the neutral zone coordinated, but they can't get through the neutral zone either with the puck.
Not a lot of ice to work with for either side this evening. And approaching the 15-minute mark of the first, we have Nolan Road 2, Champlin Park 1. And Stanius will take a puck into the zone, fires one, hits a stick, goes wide. Stanius got his own rebound, fed it to Road, who tried to connect with Distad, but it misses his stick, bounces to neutral ice, and then Distad will knock it in as the Bears touch up onside. That allows Champlin Park some room to work with. A pass broken up by Road, but then it's stolen right back, then carried in by Solomon.
Penalty coming on White Bear.
That's a go, and then a shot and a goal. Trevor Aberwald on a delayed penalty, able to grab it and fire it in to tie the game up at 2.
Yeah, Trevor Aberwald, the captain for the Rebels, was between about 4 defenders. I almost wonder if that puck might have gotten batted by a White Bear defenseman. Took a weird little bounce, and Gabriel just lost it. Either just a quick shot that beat him, or might have gotten tipped. But either way, tie game now, Zach.
A back and forth affair. Champlin Park has had 10 shots on goal so far, where the Bears held to 5. So White Bear more opportunistic. Rebels hanging in there and giving all sorts of issues for this Bears offense, especially in the neutral zone. Nolan Norman. Helped with by Doroff, though Norman dropped down to a knee, went with the one-timer, but whiffed on it. Rebels come up the ice with a puck with 52 seconds to go in period number 1. Eckerly. Back to the blue line. Here's Jax Warren. Warren with the shot. Hits some skates in front. Backhanded on goal. And Gabriel makes the save. But in the process of defending, the Rebels draw a penalty. And with 31.4 seconds to go in the opening frame, we have our first power play as Blake Eckerly will head to the penalty box.
Yeah, I just got caught up right there. White Bear Lake having to play defense and going for the loose puck. Eckerly just took the skates right out from under the Champlin Park forward. That's a very easy call. Everyone in the arena can see that.
22.7% on the power play so far this season is Champlin Park. As they'll drive to the goal, pass out in front, dropping down and keeping that to the outside. Great defensive play by Nate Selski. Trevor Aberwald across, one-time shot, score. Aberwald to Solomon, and the Rebels take a 3-2 lead with 5.2 seconds to go in the first.
Really smooth skating there by Trevor Aberwald. Got the pass, looked like he was going to shoot, got White Bear Lake playing out of position. Whenever you see a penalty killer go down on his knee like that, that usually means they're out of position. He's patient, makes a great pass, and Brent Solomon fires a rocket right over the pad of Gabriel. Really nothing he could do there from a great scoring position. That's just not great defense by White Bear.
Draw is won by the Bears, and they'll get one more shot off to pad the stats of Evan Whipple. But that will do it for period number 1. Champlin Park has led for 15 seconds. They'll lead for a little bit more through the intermission. And the start of the second, 3-2 is the score. And it's just unfortunate, Cave. The Bears played well, but they're playing a really good Rebel squad who does not give you a lot of room and kind of forces you a little bit to take a little bit more, take some more liberties in your own zone. And they technically drew 2 penalties. They drew the one that they scored on the delayed penalty, and then, of course, the power play goal and special teams, a factor yet again in these White Bear Lake varsity games.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about Champlin, we think about, like I mentioned earlier, the teams that they've played, they're a really resilient team. They've played a lot of really good teams. So I think they're going to play White Bear really tough, and what we saw is they play really physical at that red line. White Bear Lake, if they try to dump it in, it's going to be icing, but if they try to skate it up, they're going to get hit and they're losing the puck. So they got to figure out some way to get some speed out of their own zone to get past these big Champlin defenders. But Champlin playing really physical, really smart. They're driving to the net hard, and and they're passing really well. So White Bear Lake, 2 really opportunistic goals by Nolan Road battling in front of the net. But if you're White Bear Lake, you got to get something going through the neutral zone because Champlin just keeps hitting them. And if you're Champlin, just keep doing your thing in the neutral zone. White Bear Lake has one player that's getting through the defense, and so if they find a way to stop Nolan Road from doing that, Champlin can put themselves in a really good spot.
Well, we'll take a breather and we'll come back with more. After this, it's Champlin Park 3, White Bear Lake 2 after 1. You're watching White Bear Lake boys hockey on the Horn.
We started almost 28 years ago now.
welcome you back to the greatest hockey arena ever conceived. With Gabe Bartlett, I'm Zach Halverson. Zach Chapman here as well. He is a St. Cloud State University student. That's where Nolan Road will be attending in college. He has 2 goals tonight, and the Champlin Park Rebels have 3. And the Bears certainly have some work to do here in period number 2. Leo Gabriel has stopped 8 of 11 Champlin Park shots. Evan Whipple, the senior goaltender for Champlin Park, has stopped 4 of 6 White Bear Lake Bears shots. Back underway, Champlin Park, and then immediately centering pass shot, shoulder save made by Gabriel, denying Solomon a beautiful opportunity. Trying to get 2 goals in about 30 seconds of actual game time. The Rebels took the lead with 5.2 seconds left, as the Bears looking maybe for a quick rush, but Stanius a little too excited there, got across the line offside.
Well, Zach, that's what we saw at Champlin Park doing the first period. Those long breakout passes to the neutral zone. White Bear trying it of their own, and about the same level of success that Champlin Park had in the first period, which is none.
They won't bring it all the way down. They'll bring it just in front of the Champlin Park bench, however, for the face-off. And they're going to kick everybody out. A very loud TCO Sports Garden tonight with the band in play. Certainly nice having them here, but
it's very loud.
The acoustics in this building, if there's one complaint, there's one blemish in an otherwise perfect arena, the acoustics could be improved. Ooh. A triple body check by the Bears, and it's clean. Sends a Rebel to the ice. Spinning and firing it back in to the zone was Lang. Gloved out of the air, kept in by Janish, and sent off the back wall dangerously along the goal mouth. It's covered up by Gabriel. And play stopped at 15:42 to go in a 3-2 second period. Champlin Park with the lead.
Yeah, White Bear Lake, they start off the second period really physical. Vinny Vieja, I think, had 3 hits in a span of about 10 seconds. So White Bear Lake looking to amp up their physical game, which they already started very well in the first period.
Kevin Laska into the zone. Laska driving in. Centers one, took a couple of weird hops, and then it's worked to the outside. Bears get it back to the blue line. It's Driscoll. Slides it across, then a shot from the point by Kinsvater. Connects with some traffic in front and goes to the corner instead. Evan Long, hard off the boards. Perkins got it to the red line, but Kinsvater returns the favor. Behind the goal, and we have a hand go up, and I believe we're going to see our first White Bear Lake power play of the game. Holding is going to be the call, and a good opportunity for White Bear Lake to find perhaps an equalizer here.
Well, for so long, White Bear Lake's power play, designed by Tim Sager, was an umbrella with one guy at the point, one guy at the top of each circle, a guy in front of the net, and the guy below the goal line. And I wonder if that's going to be different or new with a new head coach. I'd guess it's going to be similar, but maybe someone new running the power play. Nope, looks like it's going to be the same.
23.5% power play for the Bears this year. For the Rebels, 55.6% penalty kill. So not a great penalty kill for the Rebels, and the bouncing puck in front of the goal does not go on goal, and it's cleared down the ice by Champlin Park. But you look at those numbers, and you have to be thinking in terms of special teams where you can find an edge against a very talented Champlin Park squad. These power plays so big for White Bear Lake, but it's sent into the Champlin Park bench on the clearing attempt, and a bad break for the Rebels as That's going to result in a face-off in the White Bear Lake zone.
Yeah, you got to imagine if you're White Bear Lake, you're trying to put the puck on the stick of number 9, Nolan Road, get him moving, and maybe not as much of a shooter. I know he's a great goal scorer, but he's going to draw so much attention from Champlin Park. You got to imagine that he could create some space and get someone open for a one-timer.
Rung all the way around the wall, far side, kept in by Timmins, sent to the corner. Connects with Distad, return to Timmins, now to Distad again. He'll switch spots with Rode. Cross to Timmins, back to Rode. Rode fires one, nice shot block by Matthew Lang.
He felt that
Rebels
one.
try to clear, and they do get it to center ice, so the Bears have to touch up halfway through this power play as White Bear Lake carries it back in. It's Rode, opens himself up, looking for options here, skates it to the point, goes to his right for Timmins. Timmins curls back, gives it to Rode. Rode feeds Stanius. Back to Rode. Centering pass. Stanius shot. What a save by Whipple. Coming across and putting the shoulder on it. Great give and go. Another try that hits the side of the cage. Bounces off the shelf, and it's corralled by Rode. Rode skates it up in front. 22 seconds left in the power play. Over for Distad, redirected out in front, trying to shovel it in was Buteau, but he couldn't get his stick on it. Back to Rode here. 10 seconds left in the power play. Rode gets it from Distad. Rode cuts across, fires one, loose in front and cleared out by Champlin Park, and that will do it for the White Bear Lake power play. Under 13 to go now in period number 2. We remain at 3-2 Rebels. Rode, trail end of a shift, trying to go coast to coast, runs into a couple of Rebels, gets the puck right back and fires it on goal, making the save as Whipple, but what an individual effort by Nolan Rode. Just skated it right down the ice, tried to split about 3 Rebels, lost it, but got it right back and actually got a decent shot off.
Yeah, he had a nice shot. The one thing I wish we'd done a little bit different there is Maverick Timmins was on the back door, and Maverick Timmins is a big forward. If Rode could have shot that low and forced a rebound from Whipple, I think Timmins might have had a chance there off a rebound, but nonetheless, Nolan Rode, a great goal scorer. You're never going to be mad if he takes a shot.
From the blue line, goes right through the slot area, grabbed and skated around by the Bears. A miscue there, and now trying to just play soccer with it was Tanner Olson, and at least got it, used his body to get enough in the way to slow it down. The Bears will have a chance now as Olson scoops up his stick, watches his D partner Blake Eckerly make some nice moves behind the White Bear Lake goal, and now Laska skates it right back in. Laska, weak angle shot, save made. Loose puck in the corner. Tracked down by Solomon. Sends a long pass up the ice for Aberwald. Aberwald lost it as he entered the zone. Eckerly skates it right back the other way for White Bear Lake. Eckerly across the blue line, looks for options. Will skate it down low, gets some help behind by Vieja. But Champlin Park comes away with the puck, and Bernovic feeds Solomon, goes back to Bernovic, but he was pickpocketed by the other 11 on the ice. Puck comes free, backhand shot, score. The Rebels add to their lead. It was Brent Solomon, his second straight, and it's 4-2 Champlin Park.
Yeah, that one just looked like it got behind Leo Gabriel. I think it was kind of a weird bat behind the Tanner Olson. Gabriel looked like he was going to cover the puck, and Olson just kind of batted it to the back, and Gabriel kind of lost his positioning. The puck just snuck behind him, and Solomon with a nice physical play to get the rebound in, but White Bear Lake and another official blowing their whistle about the face-off. But yeah, Champlin Park, they're just playing out in front of the net, and these rebounds from Leo Gabriel are starting to add up, and White Bear Lake's defense they're not covering for him.
Rebels threatening again, save made by Gabriel. Just off the edge of his pad to the corner, and the Bears come back out with it. It's Stanius driving in. Stanius, nice moves here. Got the puck back behind the Rebels goal, and got brought down hard, and I hope he is okay. Dangerous play, and he is grabbing his shoulder in some serious pain.
Yeah, that was, and this is where you got to be careful. Maverick Timmins, I know you're trying to stand up for your teammate, but don't get a retaliation penalty. And Nolan Road continuing to talk.
Well, I think we'll see what the officials call. The boards were there. I mean, there is, I think, a case to be made here for, again, I hope as Stanius is grabbing his left shoulder that he is able to shake that off, but he looks like he is in some pain. And
I think it's a 5.
We will see here.
5 minute.
5 minute major.
I don't think he's being ejected from the game. I think it's just the 5 minute major. Yeah, and that's what you're trying to avoid right now in high school hockey. They've been avoiding that since mainly the Jack Jablonski incident where he went into the boards and it's the back, and you got to be careful. I know it wasn't a back injury, but it's such a dangerous play when a guy gets shoved from behind into the boards like that, especially when there's a little bit of room between the boards and the player.
So Jax Warren, boarding is the call. So the Bears of the power play, and again, we mentioned earlier, 55.6% on the penalty kill that the Rebels had entering the night. This is a huge power play for the Bears.
Especially, Zach, if you score, you continue on the power play since it's a 5 minute major.
And they had one earlier this year. They did not score on it, and it was a very tough go for the Bears. So chance at a little bit of redemption here and show just exactly what these special teams can do. It's Road working the perimeter, gives it to Distad, back to Road. Road had it trickle off his stick. He recovered nicely, got it to Distad down low. Pass in front, trying to just jam it in, and it goes in. A goal for the Bears, Dylan Buteau. But I will say, Gabe, I mean, the way that, and the officials, I think, are going to have to conference here because, and they are going to conference just to make sure that wasn't. And I mean, I'm looking through orange-tinted glasses, Gabe, but if I was a Champlin Park fan, I would be very much wondering if that was goaltender interference.
That's, it looked like White Bear Lake might have pushed the pad. I think the argument that can be made is that a Champlin Park player could have, they say no goal.
They do no goal.
That's no goal.
What I was worried about.
Yeah, I think the argument is pretty clear. I think they say White Bear Lake might have pushed the pad, and you can't push the goalie's pads, and that he was trying to cover it. Chris Anderson obviously not happy as the head coach, but again, like we say, we look through orange-tinted glasses, but I do think it's the right call. I think the goalie's pad did get pushed. It looked like Whipple had a clear cover on it, and you can't knock the goalie off of the puck when they're on top of it unless it's loose.
And again, you're in the blue paint. They had multiple White Bear Lake players, I think, in the blue paint at that point, and the puck came free. And so, unfortunate. We knew right. I think I knew right away. It was like it was going to be tough for that one to stand, and it will not stand. So
because there's no replay, it's tough to call that a goal when the goalie looks like he's got a clear cover on it.
So the bad news is no goal. The good news is Bears still have 3 minutes and 39 seconds of power play time to work with.
Plenty of time to get another one, a clean one.
But the Rebels come away with it here, and they have an odd man rush entering the zone. Right wing side, shot save made by Gabriel.
That's going to be a penalty.
And, man.
Yeah, Tanner Olson's going to get sent to the box on that one. That was a dumb play. The sophomore Tanner Olson makes a little bit of a, I'll say an inexperienced play as he shoved whoever the Champlin Park forward was into the net after the whistle, and just an ill-advised mistake there. You've got a 3-minute power play. Let the guy kind of go to the net. It's, you're still going to have a power play at the end, but very ill-advised mistake.
I mean, come on. I mean, you're playing a team that's basically a coin flip on the when you have the man advantage.
Well, and I know
you can't do that.
I know
the save was already made.
Yeah, I know the emotions are high after what happened to Jack Staniez, and you hope he's okay. But that's what the 5-minute major is for. There's no need to do something like that after a whistle and cost your team a power play.
Justice was served. You gotta take a deep breath. And I don't know. I mean, it just. So 4-on-4 for a full 2 minutes. Bears will still have some power play time left after this is done, but that hasn't really been that advantageous so far. As the physicality certainly picking up here. Maverick Timmons into the zone with the puck.
And this isn't the game you want to get into if you're White Bear Lake. Don't start a physical game against a big team.
Chance for Road. Tried to get it to the goal, but found the skates of Janish instead. Got it right back, and he'll play it along the blue line, and then it's intercepted by Janish. Janish will go to his left. Drop pass to Janish. His shot bounces wide of the goal. Wraparound opportunity. Good look for Road to at least find it and get it out of danger, but the net was off the mooring, so not sure it would have counted anyway, but regardless.
This is where you get into danger sometimes when, you know, it was a really obviously where we hope Jack Stanyas is okay, but the Champlin Park player is not intending to hurt somebody, and now White Bear Lake, their emotions are running high, and this is where you get into trouble because you start doing those extra shoves, you start doing those little extra hits, and then you get into penalty trouble. You can't do that.
I mean, this is when discipline is so key.
And White Bear Lake has, you know, as someone who has watched a lot of White Bear hockey, that has been an issue in the past, especially in high school when emotions run a little bit higher than they do at higher levels.
35 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Bears will have just under a minute and a half of power play time to close out. Perhaps, I mean, again, I hate to say it too early, but as the Rebels with a chance, 4-on-4, shot, save made by Gabriel, but just another disappointing 5-minute major. Hopefully they can make me eat my words, Gabe, in that final roughly minute 25 or whatever it's going to be of the power play, but
well, and Zach, we were watching the White Bear Lake power play, and it's very different than what Tim Sager did. They kind of have 3 guys up high with 2 guys down low, and they try to make space in that open top area and get shots and passes, but they aren't moving around enough to get space. So White Bear, when they get back on the power play, they got to be moving. They got to be looking for passing lanes. For Champlin Park, just keep doing what you're doing. They've played really well on defense this game out.
A pass easily intercepted by Champlin Park, but then another pass easily intercepted by White Bear Lake, and it's Nolan Road cutting down the ice, looking for threes, fires a shot, save made Whipple just as time expires on the Bears penalty. So now they will have 1 minute and 24 seconds of power play time, and I guess you can't call it a must score at this point in the game with so much time left, the whole period, plus another 7 minutes and 24 seconds, but Gabe, it feels like this is a turning point in the game, and this is a great opportunity for White Bear Lake to claw their way back into this after being down 2 goals.
Yeah, especially with how those last few minutes have gone. If White Bear Lake doesn't score, that frustration is going to start to run high, and that can cost you penalties, and it already has cost White Bear Lake a penalty. And so they got to play discipline, but they got to try to capitalize.
Line, fires, score!
Oh boy, Nolan.
The hats are flying at TCO Sports Garden. Nolan Road cuts the Bears deficit back to 1 with a beautiful goal, a slapper from the blue line. What a clap bomb for Nolan, and it's 4-3, Champlin Park.
Yeah, great goal right there by Nolan Road. Just a rocket from the point, goes a low glove side. And look, I know that hat tricks tradition, you throw hats on the ice, but you don't want to slow down play. But yeah, great goal there by Nolan Rowe, back-to-back games with a hat trick, and that's what you got to do. He had to be careful there after that goal, looked right at the Champlin Park bench and started celebrating. You got to be careful not to get a taunting penalty or a game infraction penalty there.
You know, I'm going to say he was looking at the student section.
Yep, definitely.
In the band.
Yep, he was looking past the bench, but yeah, he's got to be careful there.
55 seconds of power play time left on this major for the Bears, and it's Rhodes sends it on goal, gloved out of the air by Whipple, and he'll make the save. I mean, as good as it is to see Rhodes obviously coming into his own here in his senior year, 12 goals for, 15 points on the season already. Love to see it, but you hope now perhaps some of the other Bears will follow his lead. And we'll see in the next period and a half or so what the rest of this team can do. If it will be just all road all the way.
Well, and that's been a thing, you know, to use them as an example, Hill Murray, they always have a few really good players, but when they get to that late in the season, they have players that aren't Division I commits or aren't the usual stars step up in big moments. For White Bear Lake, you got to have some guys like that. And you know, if they've got names that could be Dylan Buteau or Kevin Laska, they got to step up maybe a little bit as seniors here and leaders of this team.
Distad shot, patted away right to Timmons. 7 seconds left in the power play. Here's Rode, fakes a shot, skates forward, fires one, and it, I believe, caught some traffic out in front. Clearing attempt is good. A fortunate bounce for the Bears, settles the puck down in neutral ice, but then it's given right back to Champlin Park. 2-on-1 forming, right side shot, missing just wide of the White Bear Lake goal. And then the whistle blown here. I don't know if it's the, well, I don't know what it was for, actually.
I think Leo Gabriel's stick got caught on the goal or like in the netting or something. Nice little gesture there by Trevor Aberwald, the member of Champlin Park, giving Leo Gabriel his stick back through the netting.
Bears now lead in shots on goal, 16-15. Don't believe what you see on the old screen. Laska. For a moment, knocked it up in the air. Got it forward. Backhanded deep in the zone by Olsen. Laska forces a turnover, sends a shot wide of the goal. Bastia will let it go behind him. Stepping up, pushing it down low is Eckerly. Another poke check by Eckerly. Laska. Goes in the direction of Norman. Nice turnover here, forced by the Bears, and then a backhander goes over the goal. Good look for Rafa Bastida, but couldn't connect, and the Rebels will ice it with 4:44 to go in period number 2. But what an effort there. We talked about other guys stepping up, Gabe, and a couple of defensive zone turnovers by Champlin Park forced by the White Bear Lake Bears.
Yeah, White Bear Lake starting to put the pressure on it. That's what you need to do. I think that power play goal had a lot to do. But if you're White Bear Lake, Zach, like we've been saying, someone other than Nolan Road has to step up. One guy, you know, he's an amazing player. Like we said, Mr. Hockey, he'll probably be a Mr. Hockey finalist at this rate, St. Cloud State commit. But he can't be your only guy. Someone else has got to step up.
Coming out with the puck and firing a nice shot was Dylan Buteau. That is turned away. Dylan entering his senior year. You look at his stats. What an impact he's already made. And his career stats, 3 goals, 6 assists, 9 points. His season stats, the same.
Yep. And that's rare. I mean, you know, he probably started playing late last season, probably into the postseason. But, you know, a guy like that, he's an he's a associate captain of the team. He might be able to step up.
Here he is again, a chance in front. Loose puck on goal, and Whipple makes the save again. As Buteau, Lalonde, and Laska just causing all sorts of issues now for Champlin Park. And we talk about momentum. It has certainly shifted the way of the Bears.
Yeah, Tyler Lalonde, a sophomore, playing on that second line. Their top 2 lines for White Bear Lake, Maverick Timmons and Tyler Lalonde, two sophomores playing on the top 2 lines. So guys, I'm sure White Bear Lake is hoping continues to develop into the futures, but hoping this season they can step up.
Another 2-on-1 for Champlin Park, and this one is sailed high and wide of the White Bear Lake goal out to neutral ice, and the Rebels will dump it back in.
Solomon looking for a hat trick to match Nolan Road.
That is one concern, certainly for the Bears defense, that perhaps in the second intermission they can adjust and accordingly and prevent from happening is the amount of odd man rushes that the Rebels have been able to produce in this game has certainly been a a concern, to say the least here.
Yeah, it's been a concern, but one thing, although he's given up 4 goals, Leo Gabriel still holding strong. It doesn't look like his confidence has wavered. He's still aggressive out in the goal, still doing what he does. And, you know, I give a lot of credit to their goalie coach, Derek Simon. He was there when I was the team manager. He's a great goalie coach, an amazing person, but he has those goalies prepared for everything. And it's a reason why White Bear Lake's goalies always seem to be very solid. He's a big reason for that.
Vieja alone into the zone now. He'll finally get some help, as joining him down there was Kinswater. Check that. That was Timmins as the puck is cleared out by the Rebels. Road. Not lost the puck. Center ice. Road gets it back, skates it into his zone, looking for an open teammate. Found one. Now it's Eckerly. Road cuts his way in. Vieja steps up. Now Eckerly will fire it deep. Under 3 to go in period number 2. Bastilla finds one from Road and scores! Keep the puck, Rafa. His first career goal with the Bears ties the game up at 4.
Yep, Zach, White Bear Lake, they went and got the puck from the official, first career goal. And what have we just been saying? Someone else other than Nolan Road has to step up. Rafa Bastida with a beautiful goal right there. And, you know, that's a guy, maybe he's going to kick into gear, a junior. Hope maybe he's a guy that's going to start to step up a little bit more, and that will give him some confidence to shoot the puck more. Really nice shot there by Bastida.
A little bit of instant redemption there, Gabe. He had that great opportunity just a few moments ago on the backhand, but he sailed it over the goal, had another great opportunity, and was able to experience that first goal as a White Bear Lake varsity Bear, and a huge one at that here in the closing moments of period number 2. Also, 3 goals and an assist now for Nolan Road, as he now gets up to 16 points on the year. An impressive, 16 points through, 6 games plus 2 periods. I mean, that's pretty good.
That's over 2 points a game. That's amazing.
And we mentioned here as Lalonde trips over the blue line, we mentioned other players stepping up, and that's exactly what Bastia did, as he had to step up. You know, gets the call to the first line after Stanius's injury, and finishes that beautiful setup by Nolan Road.
Oh, a dumb penalty there by Nate Selski, sophomore defenseman for White Bear Lake, had a number 21 Trevor Aberwald on the ground and gave a little shove to his head, and you can't do that. You can't go after a guy when he's down, and arguing with the official's not going to do anything. And yeah, you gotta call that. I mean, you got a guy on the ground, and you know, there's always a little extra shove sometimes, but you can't hold them to the ground like Selski did right there.
Yeah, just another frustration penalty. That word undisciplined certainly comes to mind here. And now Champlin Park, a one-timer goes high and wide, and the Bears escape for now.
Solomon again with a one-timer from that high slot. You got to be careful. He scored like that the last time.
But you have the momentum. You just tie it up. Everything's going good, and then you give a power play right back to a team that has been successful on the power play, and they are again. I mean,
there's the hat trick for Solomon.
Brent Solomon and matches Nolan Road's hat trick, and it's 5-4 Champlin Park. I mean,
Well, Zach, it's just like the end of the last period. White Bear Lake takes a penalty late and kind of a dumb penalty at the end of the period, and then Champlin Park capitalizes, and Champlin Park.
You're going to get hit. It's hockey.
Yeah.
You're going to get hit. You're going to
Yeah.
get pushed around,
Yeah.
and they're going to take a little bit of some liberties.
Yeah.
And I know that you're a kid, but, like, I was a kid. I played junior
Right.
gold, which is far more physical, by the way. It has a reputation, and a lot of it's exaggerated. But, you know, it's some of it's true. There were fights, and everyone's fun. There were slashes and cross checks and pushes and hold down on ices. And you know what? You get through it, and you be the bigger player, and you worry about the team and the game. And
it's just
multiple times now tonight, the Bears have just given into this. I get it's an emotional game, but you got to be smarter than that.
And I think that's something Chris Anderson's going to address during the intermission. Be like, guys, I know it's emotional. I know you had a player you had a teammate go down. You know, part of your family went down, and it was tough. But you got to still play smart. You can't let the emotions get the best of you. And you know, high school, you see it more than other levels because you know some of these guys are still growing up. I mean, Nate Selsky, who took the last penalty, only a sophomore, so. Born in 2008, only 15. You know, he's still growing up, and you know you got to be smarter, and that's why you got to have great leaders in your locker room. And I think Chris Anderson during this intermission is going to tell them to cool it down a
Timmons,
little bit.
as time ticks down, fires one, save made, rebound loose, cleared out by Champlin Park. Turnover nearly forced by the Bears, but they'll just send it down the ice, and time expires on period number 2. Champlin Park 5, White Bear Lake 4. In a high-scoring affair here at TCO Sports Garden. Your thoughts through 2 periods of play, Gabe?
Well, I mean, you know, I'm gonna keep just hammering the nail that we've been talking about. It's you got to play smart. You can't, you know, it's an emotional game, but you can't be giving in like White Bear Lake's doing. You know, they're giving Champlin Park opportunities by making these kind of immature plays, and so. You know, they got to calm down. They got to take this intermission to regroup, focus on what they've been doing well, but mostly they have to calm their emotions a little bit. And I think the coaching staff is gonna really address that and tell them, you know, it's been an emotional game, but you got to let cooler heads prevail and be smart here.
Well, the White Bear Lake student row will say VICTORY in just a moment. We hope it's a VICTORY for White Bear High. We'll find out. 17 more minutes of hockey still to come here from the greatest hockey arena in the world. It's Champlin Park 5, White Bear Lake 4. You're watching White Bear Lake boys hockey on the Horn. One more period to go at the greatest hockey arena in the world. It's TCO Sports Garden in Vadnais Heights, Minnesota. The Champlin Park Rebels leading the Bears 5-4 through 2 periods of play. We've seen 2 hat tricks, one for Brent Sullivan and the other for Nolan Road, who's got 3 goals and an assist on the evening. 17 more minutes of play ahead of us with Zach Chapman running the camera. Gabe Bartlett here as well. I'm Zach Halverson. Thank you for spending your Tuesday night with us here on the Horn. And 10 seconds in, the Bears fighting for the puck down in the corner. Rebels skated up the ice. A rising wrister goes all the way to Maverick Timmons at neutral ice. He'll gain the line and send it deep, connecting with on the right side briefly, but then cleared back out to center. The Champlin Park Rebels back in. A shot turned away, rebound, score. Goal number 4 for Solomon. And a great start to period 3 for the Rebels.
Yeah, that's a poor play there by Leo Gabriel. That first shot hit him right in the chest. Left a really nice rebound out. I didn't see who got it, but Brent Solomon had a wide open net to put that puck in. And White Bear Lake's defense actually played that pretty well. They took out 2 of the 3 guys. They took out the passing lane. Gabriel's got to be able to contain that puck, but like he's been doing a lot of the night, giving up a really nice rebound. Also, just for people to know, Vinny Vieira took over on that top line with Rode and Timmons with Stanias out. It's Vinny Vieira.
Laska in the corner. Pinned up against the boards. And centering pass goes all the way through. Rebels will skate out with it. Certainly an extra hop in their step after that great start to period number 3. Bears are down 4-2. They battled their way back, tied the game at 4, and then a late penalty resulted in a power play in which the Rebels capitalized, and now an early third period goal has made it another 2-score deficit for the Bears to try to overcome. Plenty of time to do it. 15 and a half left in period 3. Ackerley fires a shot gloved by Evan Whipple.
You know, where you got to be careful here if you're White Bear is trying to play too much as an individual, trying to go one-on-one rather than setting up plays as a team to break into the zone. And we kind of saw that right there. Dylan Buteau trying to just take it to the net by himself, and we saw that a few times with Nolan Road. You got to get guys into the zone and make passes. You can't just keep going one-on-one with defenders the whole game.
Bears working their way back in. A backhand shot goes wide. Trying to keep the play going was Kellen back in the corner.
He's a big forward, 6'6".
More physical play after the whistle. We'll see where we stand after all this, if the officials will let it calmly die down here, or if they will
You know, Zach, one little difference I'm seeing between these two teams is when those physical little skirmishes happen, you see guys for Champlin Park kind of separating their own players from White Bear. White Bear Lake, they're all just kind of going after the Champlin players. There's no one kind of stepping up and trying to calm their teammates down.
Kellen back off the wall. A blue line shot finds its way all the way through, and a save is made by Whipple. Mentioned earlier, Jack Stanias injured as well, and that is why this top line will come out this time with Vinny Vieira, and we'll wish our best to Stanias. Hope to see him back on the ice as soon as possible.
Yeah, you never want to speculate on what the injury will be.
Ackerley driving in, trying to slide a backhander, but missed the net just past that post. I'd love to see the offensive play, and now Bears continue, and it's Timmons runs in the official in the process. Tries to get some help from Vieja. Kick to Vieja's stick. He'll fire a shot, save made. Getting it back was Timmons. Lost it. Puck comes free, hit a loose stick belonging to a Rebel, and that Rebel will get the puck or stick right back. But here's Timmons with a shot off the cage of Vieja. He'll shake his head up and get back into the zone here as the Rebels ice the puck. But a great zone control and a great forecheck by White Bear Lake.
You know, I like seeing Maverick Timmons, 6'2". He's a bigger forward. He's using his body positioning really well, walling off defenders, and with that big frame, it's really tough to defend a guy like that. It's also a great way for him to draw a penalty, because sometimes when a stick gets caught in the skate and he gets tripped or a slash, and yeah, he's got to keep using that big frame. If he keeps playing like that, he's going to get some scoring chances like he just did.
Next line for the Bears, trying to keep the pressure going, spinning, grabbing with it, getting brought down in the process was Buteau, but the Bears keep control of the puck out high. Chance, a shot blocker save made by Whipple, denying Kinsvater the opportunity. And now the puck battled for near the Zamboni doors. Coming away with it for a moment was Buteau, but it was knocked off his stick. And then played deep into the Champlin or the White Bear Lake end. Slid forward by Kinsvater, knocked off a Bear stick to negate the icing, and with 13 to go in the third period, still time as the Rebels ice the puck.
Ty McGee, number 19 for Champlin Park. If that pass had been on the money, he would have had really close to a breakaway, if not very late contested opportunity there at the goal. But another long pass by Champlin, just missed. But Champlin with a 2-goal lead with just under 13 minutes. Zach, White Bear Lake's got to amp up the pressure if they want to get back into this game. If you're Champlin, keep playing your physical defense and maybe connect on one of those long passes and try to generate a chance.
Congrats to White Bear girls basketball tonight, beating Woodbury 71-28. Wow. Impressive effort there. As Rode fires a quick snapshot into the glove of Whipple. I imagine we will be seeing a fair amount of Nolan Rode and Maverick Timmons and whoever they decide, and they've elected in this third period to put Vinny Vieja there.
I'd really like to see White Bear Lake take more of those low shots. You have these big forwards. Shoot low from your defense and play for a rebound. Whipple's done a good job with these higher shots. Throw the puck low at the net and let and battle for a rebound. Play physical. Try to play physical.
I would love to see what Timmons could do from a screening perspective.
Or a rebound.
Camp him out in front.
Or a rebound with that big frame. Because that's how Nolan Rode has put 2 goals in.
Problem is he's so good with his stick too. It's just you almost want him in the corners as well. So we'll see as Rode, with 12 minutes to go in the third, gets it to the blue line. Distad fires it over to Vieja, skips off his stick. It's backhanded off the glass to neutral ice. And then here comes Champlin Park, 2-on-1. A shot save made by Gabriel as he directed the puck to the corner. Trying to one-handed forward was Distad. Got brought down. Puck is taken over by Champlin Park. And then a shot off the side of the cage takes a weird hop out front. Bears trying to settle it down as it's worked up the ice. What happened there? Did that go out of play?
Yeah.
Okay.
Vinny Vieira ripped that right at some fans sitting up there on that low glass side.
What did they do to him? That was very rude. So have a neutral zone draw just outside of the White Bear Lake zone with 11:24 to go in the third, and just like when it was 4-2, I don't think anybody here feels that the Bears are out of it, and you've certainly seen some encouraging signs as.
Well, they still have the energy with their playing. They're not playing like they're losing. They're still playing fast. They're still playing tough, and they definitely are playing with some confidence.
Kellen back after a big hit. Will get that loose puck. Centers one, trying to.
And number 40, or I think Champlin's going to get a penalty here.
We'll see as
Tyler Lalone was being held.
he put a pretty big hit on and was trying to escape, and
I don't know if the stick just kind of got stuck underneath the body and they're just kind of tangled up. It looks like that's what they're going to say.
yeah, so no penalty, nothing that nature, but it started with a big physical play by Lalonde, and Kellen Beck took over and had a great opportunity, but
little WWE grapple there.
as the puck now finds its way into the White Bear Lake bench. If you like whistles, this is your game, man.
Yeah, White Bear Lake definitely not backing down physically, and this is 3 bigger forwards out on the ice. Norman, I think that's Beck. They're 2 bigger forwards, so they're going to continue to play physical. And Tyler Lalone, he's played physical the whole game, so I wonder if they're going to try to crash the net a little bit and go for some rebounds with these 3 physical forwards out there.
Noah Norman as Kellen back to his right finds him, and then Beck had it poked off his stick. Norman got it back, tried to go to the goal, was bodied off that chance, and then Eckerly can't keep it in, looks behind, sees Distad with the puck, who fires it in. Bears will touch up.
Fortunately, very common with bigger forwards like Beck. Not always the best stick handlers, prefer to use their body, and right there he just couldn't control the puck. Otherwise they would have had a great chance with him and Norman.
Single-digit minutes remaining now here in this third period. Laska to his left, back to Distad, fires one, takes a couple of bounces, goes wide of the Champlin Park goal. Nate Selski backhands it up in the air, falls in the corner, and he'll get it right back briefly behind that Champlin Park goal, but the Rebels steal it away, take it down the ice, right side chance. Pass goes through the slot, goes to the corner. Bears flip it up in the air, glove back down. It'll be Jax Warren to his right, and then knocked deep by Bernovic. 9.5 to go. Bears play it forward. Bastia got his first goal of his career here earlier. Now it's Eckerly, fires one, and a glove save made again by Evan Whipple. So confident with that glove.
You know, Will Distad, a name that we haven't said much, a Minnesota State Mankato commit as a junior. Very good defenseman, up and coming, clearly recruited. And, you know, we haven't mentioned his name much, but, you know, maybe his offensive presence needs to be there a little bit, shooting the puck a little bit more. You know, defenders like him usually are able to get the puck to the net without hitting bodies, and that's a rare skill that defensemen have.
Kinsvater immediately swarmed by Champlin Park, and the Rebels will force it into the Bears zone. Maverick Timmons with it for a moment, knocked off his stick. Now it's in his skates. Trying to track it down. Timmons getting some support from Rode. Sent it down the ice, but it will go for an icing. We'll head back into the White Bear Lake zone. Bears lead now in shots, 28-21. But it is very rare. I cannot tell you the last time I saw Leo Gabriel giving up 6 goals in a game.
Yeah, definitely not his best game, especially as a junior with a lot of experience under his wing at this point. You got to wonder if maybe something's in his head a little bit or just not his night.
Well, the special team's certainly a factor in that as well. They've had a lot of grade A scoring opportunities that you can only you can protect the front or the back door. You can't protect both, and Solomon has been a exploiter of that back door tonight. Nice pass from Rode. A shot from the blue line just misses. Timmons puts a body on, puck comes free. It's Rode. Rode finds some open ice here at the half wall. fires one through some traffic, and a save made by Whipple. Rebels trying to get it out. They run into Rode, and Rode will get it right back, and he'll draw a tripping penalty, and now a delayed call. They will finally blow the whistle there. I thought they could have blown it on that play, but
could have about 3 times there.
Yeah, but regardless, a massive penalty now and a huge power play for the Bears.
I'm not sure if he will, but head coach Chris Anderson maybe thinking about taking a timeout right here, talk about this power play. It doesn't look like he's going to, but I'd think about it right now. Take a timeout and talk this over. They are going to take it.
Yeah, that's.
I was going to say I would take it right there to talk about this power play. Maybe try to come up with a design play to get Nolan Rode in some space. He's also tired. He just played a long shift, so give him a breather, get that top power play line out, maybe try to get another goal. They only got 1 on the 5-minute, but got to try to get something going right now. This is your chance to get the momentum back.
We keep mentioning and entering this evening, Champlin Park at just a 55% penalty kill percentage, and again, when they are very, very talented outside of that, and so you need to pick your spots. You need to take advantage where you can, and that is certainly.
Well, and Champlin Park has played some good teams, so they faced some good power plays with Lakeville South and Andover, but still, they're definitely a team that you can take advantage of when you're on the power play. And White Bear Lake, the last time they had that chance, they took a penalty of their own. So you got to be smart right here. Don't take a penalty and be patient. Get your shot, but don't take too long. Make sure you keep moving. Be patient, but keep moving. Keep opening up that space to get your shot, because you don't want to just be standing flat-footed. Otherwise, nothing's going to open up. Also, Zach, here maybe like to see 2 of those bigger forwards out there on the power play. Put them right by the net and let Nolan Rode fire some shots with those big forwards out in front. Try to get some screens. And it looks like Maverick Timmons, who's been on this, who's been on the power play. I'd like to see him go right in front of the net, put that big frame in front of Whipple, and let Nolan Rode fire some shots with a big body out in front, either for a tip, rebound, or a screen.
All right, here we go. Power play for White Bear Lake. 7.5 remaining in the third period. Bears down by 2. Rode forces the draw behind the Rebel goal. Around the perimeter, top of the point. Fires a shot. Save is made. Rebound loose and sent over the goal and over the glass by Dylan Buteau. A wonderful opportunity, but almost certainly a dribbling puck down there. Couldn't get a good control on it.
What I just said, Zach, put bodies in front, let Nolan Rode shoot and play for a rebound. They did that. Buteau just airmailed it about 10 feet over the goal into the netting.
Buteau finds it, backhand shot, just wide of the goal. Bears swarming, get the puck right back. Vieja takes a hit. Trying to help as Buteau. Vieja out here for Timmons, up high to Distad. His shot hits the stick, goes wide. Great job tying up the stick by Vieja, keeps the play going, but the Rebels eventually do get control and send it down the ice. 69 seconds remaining in the power play for White Bear Lake. 6.5 to go in the game.
You got to keep that up on the power play. Keep shooting the puck. Keep getting the puck low. It's working, and then they can't enter the zone. Reoccurring theme this game for White Bear. They can't get in the zone.
Jax Warren, good job by him, muscling that puck away. And here comes Rode again, looking for some help here. Backhands it down low. Chance Buteau, a shot. Nice shoulder save made. Puck is free. Distad trying to win the race. Does so for a moment. Backhands it down low, but nobody there for White Bear, and the Rebels send it down the ice, and they are 25 seconds away from a huge penalty kill in a critical time of the game for White Bear Lake.
I understand how skilled Nolan Rode is, but he's got to pass the puck. He's got to, and he does it again. He turns it over right when he gets in the zone. Don't trust your teammates. Pass the puck, and I know he's tired, but you got to show some trust in your teammates and make a pass there.
Full strength for the Rebels. The Bears tried up the ice. Laska had it for a moment and lost it at center ice, and it's dumped in by Champlin Park.
Champlin Park with all kinds of confidence right now, and they're showing it.
Puck flies into the air, bounces down, takes a couple of hops. Laska hugged the wall, tried to keep it in front of him, couldn't do so, but gets some support from his teammates. Noah Norman down there as well, and now it'll be played by Tanner Olson immediately forward to Lalonde, but they can't get that to work, and Champlin Park sends it back deep as they try to slowly suffocate the Bears in this high-powered offense and get a big road win here at TCO Sports Garden. Vieja.
Penalty coming on White Bear.
Offensive zone penalty by White Bear Lake. Champlin Park says, hey, here you go.
Cross-check by Vinny Vieja. And he's going to make his case and argue, but again, along the boards, if you stick your two arms straight out like that with the stick in hand, refs are going to call that every time. And White Bear Lake, just another lack of discipline penalty that's been a theme for them for a few years now, Zach.
.4:16 to go in the third. 2 of those 4 minutes and 16 seconds will be played on the power play for Champlin Park, barring Rebel goal, which they've done very, very well in the power play tonight. Out high. Road, some nice moves here, short-handed. Will skate it in. Road, saucer pass looking for a chasing Distad, but couldn't connect. Gets it right back. Road, very aggressive on the penalty kill. Backhands one toward the goal, knocked to the side of the Rebel goal. And the Bears will retreat.
Nolan Road looks exhausted right now. He's played a lot of minutes this third period, and he plays hard every shift. He just looks gassed right now.
1:12 to go in the power play for Champlin Park. Bears trying to force a turnover. They do, but can't send it all the way down the ice like they intended to. Great work at neutral by Evan Long. And Long will slide it to his right. Rebels just trying to kill this clock. Maybe get an opportunity out of the whole deal, but very content with draining those precious seconds away from White Bear Lake. Norman will send it down the ice. Crazy moment, not there.
Really scrappy penalty penalty kill by White Bear. They're playing physical, they're playing tough, but they are just not letting Champlin Park breathe. They're attacking the puck immediately when it enters the zone. That's what you got to do against a really good power play. Don't let them get set up. Don't let them control the puck.
5 seconds to go. Bears about to be full strength. Vieja will leave the penalty box. And 2:12 to go. We'll keep an eye on Gabriel as the puck is sent down the ice, and I think we're going to see Gabriel head to the bench right now.
White Bear Lake does not have a timeout. They already used it before that power play, so they can't take that extra breather. And I don't think Champlin Park will use their timeout.
Here we go. So Gabriel will head out to the bench.
I gotta wonder, Zach. I know it was a staple of Tim Sager's game, but having all your forwards line up on one side. Yeah, they're not going to do that yet. Maybe later. I don't know if I don't know how much Chris Anderson took from Tim Sager's playbook after the departure and the retirement of Tim Sager. So we'll see later in the period if White Bear Lake does that.
Big face-off win for Champlin Park, but they can't clear on the first try. They will on the second. Eckerly will retreat. He'll handle it behind his goal. Uses that goal for protection, slides it forward, and now the puck cannot be corralled by Vieja. Champlin Park takes over. They'll send it forward, but kept in by Distad, and then Road helping as well. Distad and Road doing a great job at the blue line, but the third effort is a charm for Champlin Park as they do eventually clear it out. Bears will send it right back in. It's Nolan Road, pinned up against the wall. Will kick it free. Trying to go to Distad at the blue line, does. A shot on goal, save made, rebound toward the goal. Another try, and the whistle is blown with 1:14 to go in the third. A great chance, multiple chances for the Bears, and now it's decision-making time for head coach Chris Anderson. How much do you want to trust this top line of players after they've been out for so much of this third?
Yeah, they all look really tired right now.
Road hunched over.
Distad was like that. I mean,
as is Vieja.
Yeah, and this is where you start. The problem is even if you control the puck, how lazy do they get with the puck?
Distad fires one, takes a hop off his stick, went toward the goal, but the Bears can't finish, and then a broken stick allows the Bears a great opportunity to keep the play going, and they do. A shot, Vieja, that's blocked. Nolan Road trying to get it to his stick. He does. 56 seconds to go now in the third period. Out to Eckerly, back to Road. Road, backhand pass to the back door, doesn't connect with a stick. Vieja trying to go to Distad, does so. Distad fires one, save made, rebound, score. Maverick Timmons cuts the lead to 1 with 44.4 to go in the third.
Well, Zach, that's what I've been hoping they'd do. Maverick Timmons puts that big frame in front of that, and Whipple, that hit his glove. He just dropped it. But Timmons puts his big body in front of the net, walls off a defender, the rebound's there, and he scores. That's going to give a jolt of energy to White Bear. Leo Gabriel's going to be out to the hash marks here, so the minute White Bear Lake, if they win this draw and get the puck, he's going to come right off the ice. And if you're White Bear Lake, you got to carry that momentum into the last 44 seconds here.
Trying to squeeze as much time as they can between the goal as this line is gassed, but they will retreat here and will try to get Gabriel off with 35 seconds and counting to go, but the lack of a timeout just so key here as Vieja will skate it up the ice. Gabriel will make his way to the bench. It goes past Road, but coming back to pick it up is Distad with 22 seconds remaining. Distad pass up the ice to Eckerly, can't connect, gets it right back to Distad. Now 15 seconds remaining here. Bears desperately needed to get up the ice.
They just can't get it.
And they can't get it forward here. A chance turned away by the Rebels. They'll one-hand it down deep, and that will essentially do it here. The Champlin Park Rebels come to TCO Sports Garden and edge out the Bears in a high-scoring affair. The final score, Champlin Park 6, White Bear Lake 5.
Well, Zach, the story of the game was really undisciplined plays by White Bear Lake and a very physical game by Champlin Park. White Bear Lake barely had any clean entries into the point, into the zone. Champlin Park played physical. They didn't give them much space. And then White Bear Lake just really undisciplined. You get a 5-minute power play. You take a penalty, so it cuts it in half, and they did end up scoring, but really undisciplined play and just some dumb penalties by White Bear Lake. Champlin Park took advantage of their opportunities. I think there was only one power play they didn't score on, and that was the one at the very end of the game when they were kind of killing time. So great game by Champlin Park. They played physical, they played smart, and you know, Champlin Park's played some really good teams this year, and I think it carried over into this game. They never got down, and then once they got on top of White Bear and took the lead, they never let them back in it. So if you're White Bear Lake, you got to clean up the penalties. You know, a big week obviously for White Bear Lake as they take on Hill Murray at the end of this week, so you wonder if that's on their mind right before Christmas. You know, some undiscipline, getting ready for the holiday season, but you know, White Bear Lake, they're gonna have to clean it up Thursday night against Roseville. You can't play like that, especially against good teams like Champlin Park.
You mentioned they will play Roseville. They fall to 5-2 on the year. They also lost to a very good Rosemount squad, who's also having a pretty impressive year. This has been a tough schedule to right out of the gates for the Bears, but great effort by Champlin Park, and good luck to them the rest of the way. Again, the Raiders, Roseville Ice Arena on Thursday night before Aldridge Arena on Saturday, December 23rd, before the Bears are back home, technically in their home rink, but not the home team on the scoreboard against Mounds View on the 30th. But then Thursday, January 4th, another big one, a rematch against the Stillwater Ponies here at TCO Sports Garden after the Bears beat them back on December 5th by a score of 5-3. So we continue on here through this season. It's certainly an interesting one. We appreciate all of you for tuning in. Appreciate the hard work, Josh Dorr, Zach Chapman, Gabe Bartlett, and everybody here at the Horn. We appreciate it. So for Gabe Bartlett, for Zach Chapman, and for Josh Dorr, I'm Zach Halverson. So long, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. This has been White Bear Lake Boys Hockey on the Horn.